Have you ever wondered about the power your mind possesses? It's not just a question of intellectual capability or how quickly you can solve a puzzle, but rather about how your thoughts, your consciousness, can tangibly impact your physical and emotional well-being. Consider this. Your mind, that intricate network of neurons and synapses, is a ceaseless powerhouse of activity, constantly interpreting, analyzing, and reacting to the world around you. But did you know that this ceaseless activity can influence your health? Indeed, studies have shown that chronic stress, anxiety, and negative thinking can lead to physical ailments, from headaches and insomnia to more severe conditions like heart disease. But the power of the mind isn't only about the potential for harm, it's also about the remarkable ability to heal and transform. This is where the fascinating concept of neuroplasticity comes into play. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to change and adapt in response to experiences, thoughts, and emotions. In essence, our brains aren't fixed structures but dynamic entities, continually reshaping themselves. This means that the thoughts we entertain, the attitudes we adopt, and the mental habits we cultivate can literally reshape our brains over time. They can influence the strength of our connections, the formation of new neural pathways, and even the expression of our genes. This is why practices like mindfulness and positive thinking can lead to profound changes in our emotional and physical health. But the power of the mind extends beyond our bodies. Our thoughts also shape our reality. Our perception of the world is a reflection of our inner thoughts and beliefs. In other words, the lens through which we view the world is colored by our mindset, and this in turn influences our experiences, our actions, and ultimately, our lives. Our mind, it turns out, has the potential to shape our reality. It's a formidable tool, a powerful ally, and sometimes a formidable adversary. But with understanding and conscious effort, we can harness its power for our well-being, for our growth, and for the realization of our fullest potential. However, with great power comes great responsibility. And when it comes to the power of the mind, the same rule applies. We've all been there, the endless cycle of thoughts, the sleepless nights, the anxiety that builds up when our minds refuse to quiet down. Yes, we're talking about the pitfall of overthinking. Overthinking is like a thief. It stealthily creeps into our minds, stealing away our peace and tranquility, and replacing them with a whirlwind of thoughts that never seems to end. But what's even worse is the impact it has on our lives. It's like a heavy chain that pulls us down, preventing us from moving forward and achieving our goals. One of the major downsides of overthinking is increased anxiety. When we constantly dwell on every little detail, we start imagining all sorts of negative outcomes. We worry about things that haven't happened yet and might never happen at all. This constant state of worry and stress can lead to anxiety, which is detrimental to our mental and physical health. Moreover, overthinking can significantly decrease our productivity. When our minds are preoccupied with a barrage of thoughts, we find it difficult to concentrate on the task at hand. We become less efficient, and our work suffers. Time that could have been spent on productive activities is instead wasted on pointless ruminations. And let's not forget about the difficulty in decision-making. When we overthink, we tend to analyze every possible scenario, every potential outcome. This often leads to indecision, as we become paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice. So you see, overthinking is not just a harmless habit. It's a destructive force that can wreak havoc on our lives, affecting our mental health, our productivity, and our ability to make decisions. The mind is indeed a powerful tool, but like any tool, it needs to be used wisely. Remember, a mind is like a garden. If we let weeds of overthinking grow unchecked, they can quickly take over, choking out the beautiful flowers of creativity, productivity, and peace. Overthinking can become a destructive habit if left unchecked. A healthy mind is not just about thinking positively. It's about balance, resilience, and the ability to navigate the complexities of life. Mental health is an integral part of our overall well-being, influencing our thoughts, emotions, and actions. It's not merely the absence of mental disorders, it's the presence of positive characteristics, such as the ability to cope with stress, work productively, and contribute to our communities. Mental health affects every aspect of our lives, from our relationships to our physical health. It shapes how we interact with the world around us, how we perceive ourselves, and how we handle adversity. When our mental health is in a good state, we're more likely to enjoy life, adapt to change, and bounce back from difficulties. However, there are common misconceptions about mental health that we need to address. One is that mental health problems only affect a few. The truth is, mental health problems are common. In fact, 1 in 4 people will be affected by a mental or neurological disorder at some point in their lives. Mental health issues are part of the human condition. They don't discriminate based on age, race, or socioeconomic status. Another misconception is that mental health problems are a sign of weakness. This couldn't be further from the truth. Experiencing mental health challenges doesn't mean you're weak or flawed. Instead, it's a sign that you're human and dealing with the ups and downs of life. It takes strength and courage to seek help and work towards improving one's mental health. Lastly, there's a misconception that you can't do anything about mental health problems. This is false. There are many ways to improve mental health, from therapy and medication to lifestyle changes and self-care practices. The first step is acknowledging the problem and seeking help. Taking care of our mental health is as crucial as maintaining our physical health. Just as we would go to the doctor for a physical ailment, we should not hesitate to seek help for mental health concerns, because in the end our mind truly does matter. So, how can we harness the power of our mind and maintain mental health? A question that leads us to an invaluable tool: mindfulness. It's a term you've likely heard before, but what does it truly mean? Simply put, mindfulness is the practice of being present. It's about being fully engaged with whatever we're doing, free from distraction or judgment, and with a soft, open mind. Why should we practice mindfulness? Well, studies show it can reduce stress, improve focus, and even increase our capacity to feel compassion and empathy, among other benefits. Mindfulness can be a powerful ally in our quest for a healthy mind. Let's dive a little deeper into how mindfulness works. Imagine you're standing by a river watching the water flow. Each thought that comes to your mind is like a leaf floating on the river. Now, instead of trying to stop the leaves or change their course, you simply observe them as they flow by. This is mindfulness. It's about observing our thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. Now, are you ready to give it a go? Let's try a quick mindfulness exercise. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Feel the air filling your lungs and then slowly exhale. Notice the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. Do this for a few more breaths, concentrating solely on the act of breathing. If your mind starts to wander, that's okay. Just gently bring your attention back to your breath. And there you have it. You've just practiced mindfulness. It might seem simple, but like any skill, it takes practice. The more you do it, the better you'll get at catching your mind when it starts to wander and bringing it back to the present moment. Mindfulness, a simple yet powerful practice, can help us navigate the complexities of our mind. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, remember to take a moment, breathe, and simply be. You might just find the peace you've been looking for. Remember, maintaining mental health is a journey, not a destination. These words echo in our minds as we delve deeper into the 5th and final chapter of our exploration into the power of the mind and the importance of mental health. Mental health is not a finish line that we cross and forget. It's a continuous path, a lifelong journey filled with hills and valleys. And in this journey, it's essential to remember the power of mindfulness. Just as Sarah shared with Jenny, mindfulness can be an effective tool to help quell the constant chatter in our heads, to bring us back to the present moment, and to help us approach our thoughts and feelings with a sense of calm and acceptance. But let's also remember that it's perfectly okay to have bad days. We all have them. They're a part of life, part of the human experience. It's important not to beat ourselves up over these moments, but rather to accept them as temporary stages in our journey. It's during these times that mindfulness can be particularly beneficial, helping us to navigate through the rough waters with a sense of calm and acceptance. In our journey towards better mental health, it's also crucial to acknowledge when we might need a helping hand. There's no shame in seeking professional help. Therapists, counselors, and psychologists are trained to help us understand our thoughts and feelings and to provide us with the tools and strategies to manage them effectively. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about progress, about taking small, consistent steps towards a healthier, happier mind. This journey is unique to each one of us, and it's a journey that's well worth embarking on. So as we close this chapter, let's take a moment to acknowledge our own journeys. Let's celebrate our progress, no matter how small, and let's remember to be kind to ourselves along the way. It's a journey worth embarking on for a healthier, happier mind.